Nice, huh?
A Fender Strat? Is it for me?
Yeah, I thought you could use it, when you start your band. Besides, I had some extra cash, Some asshole paid me to take out this really great girl.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I screwed up. I fell for her.
I'm Vanessa Zoltan.
I'm Hannah McGregor.
And this is Hot and Bothered. Oh, Hannah, we get to talk about the last scene of 10 Things I Hate About You Today.
Oh my God, so important. I can tell you something that I learned about poetic meter.
What is that?
You summarize first, then I'll tell you.
Oh, God, I have to wait. Okay. So the scene takes place in a parking lot, but you have to know that it comes straight out of Kat reading this heart-wrenching sonnet aloud in her English class about how this is the 10 things she hates about him. She hates that she likes him. She hates that he hasn't called her. So that's the emotional stakes. She's very sad. And we've seen Heath Ledger's so sad face, I disappointed her face. She walks to her car and what? There's a white Fender guitar.
Fender Stratocaster, yeah.
There's a fancy guitar. There's a white, fancy, shiny guitar. It looks electric.
Sorry, I'm just finding out that this is a huge hole in your knowledge, and that's very funny to me.
I don't.
It's a very high-end electric guitar. Yeah.
I could not care less. And honestly, if you tried to explain this to me, I will get mad at you. I actively don't care about this.
About guitar?
About instruments. I'm just thank you for making music. I love music, and it's like plumbing. I want the experts to be really good at it, and I don't care.
Did you know I was raised by musicians?
And that you're very musical. Yes.
Yeah, my parents owned a music store. Yeah.
We have a room full of musical instruments in our house. This is a character flaw that has been diagnosed in me, and I'm fine with it, Hannah. I don't care.
Listen, it's like my refusal to learn how to change an inner tube on my bike. Sometimes you just gotta say, I don't want to learn anything more.
I'm outsourcing.
Okay, so Kat gets a guitar.
So she's walking to her car. There's a fancy guitar, and she's like, oh, what? How did this get here? And adorable Heath Ledger is right behind her, sort of crouching down. And he's like, I got it for you. It's a gift. It turns out that I had all this extra money because some guy paid me to take out a really cool girl. And she's like, me? Am I the cool girl? And he's like, yeah, but I messed up. I fell for her. And what? He used all the money he made in this not great way to buy her a gift that really sees her, for who she is and for who she wants to be. That's so nice.
And she said she wanted to start a band.
She wanted to start a band. She said it when she was drunk.
And he saw her playing this guitar in a music store.
Yeah, in a little creepy stalker way, but so sweet.
A little creepy. A little tiny bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, and then they kiss, and then she's like, you can't just buy me a guitar whenever you mess up. And he makes a cute joke about the tambourine.
There's other instruments he can buy her. Yeah.
And then they start kissing again, and she starts to try to scold him again, and he shuts her up by smashing his face into her face. And then we pan out, and Letters to Cleo is rocking out on the school's roof. And Hannah McGregor, you didn't go to high school in America, but that happens at every high school in America.
Thank you. You know that was going to be my next question. I just assumed every American high school had Letters to Cleo actively on their roof. I don't know how I thought Letters to Cleo did it.
Well, you were right.
I was right.
Look
again.
Okay, I did my job. I did it, Hannah. Can you now tell me the thing about meter? That is the first time in my life I was patient. I'm glad we got it on tape.
You did such a good job. You're so patient. So you know how she asks if the poem needs to be in iambic pentameter?
Yes. It's not.
I don't think he answers her.
No.
It's not in iambic pentameter.
It's also not the form of a sonnet.
It's not in the form of a sonnet. I don't think technically it is a sonnet. What it is a ballad. It's in ballad meter, which is iambic tetrameter followed by iambic trimeter. So it's 4 feet and then 3 feet. Da 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 da. And it's a much more musical meter that is associated with a more sort of common or populist genre of poetry. And there's something about the fact that Kat's like, it's going to rhyme, it's going to be in meter, it's going to be in the wrong meter. It tickled me.
He never answered her question. He kicked her out of class for asking clarifying questions about this assignment. She complimented the assignment and he was like, get out of here. So yeah, she can do whatever she wants and then be like, your assignment was not clear because you kicked me out of your class.
I learned about the concept of the ballad stanza last night when I was like, is this iambic pentameter? And I was like, no, it's 7 feet. I was like, what is 7 poetic feet in a line? And so I looked it up. Apparently, this kind of poetic line is sometimes known as a 14er.
Which is also what mountains that are over 14,000 feet are called.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man, we're learning so much.
If you hike a 14er, you are like a serious hiker because air is getting real thin up there.
I don't want to do that. I feel about that the way you feel about guitars. Okay, let's talk about what this ending has to say about love, shall we?
Okay, I think we talked about this in the last episode, the power of the grand gesture, but I also think that this movie believes in like the power of the grovel in particular. And the grovel is a very important part of many romance novels and rom-coms, right? Mm-hmm. There's like a big speech.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, Hannah, but I have rarely, if ever, gotten a big speech. And if I have, there has been like no accompanying music or gesture to let me know that I am receiving a big speech. So like this is part of the form. We've all agreed, like, right? Like the chasing someone down, the like whatever it is, like this is part of the formula. And this movie does it. And I love that. But the big thing to me is that this ending is showing that Kat has not been tamed. He has learned to love her for who she is. She is someone who wants to play a strat and wants to start a band and is going to publicly cry while reading a poem to him. Yeah. She is completely untamed. And so, yeah, I think that it's taking Shakespeare's lesson of like, in order for a woman to be lovable, she has to be submissive, and turning it on its head and saying in order for a woman to be lovable, she has to be loved by the right guy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I love that she doesn't need to change that much. Mm-mm. I think that's really important that in the final scene, she hasn't started dressing differently. Her taste has not changed. She's
still yelling at him.
She's still actively yelling at him, and he's just really charmed by it.
Yeah.
As are we all.
Yes.
And that she certainly has opened herself up to vulnerability. I mean, that's a key part of her reading this poem in front of everybody. She is somebody who has played the hard ass because that felt like a way to protect herself. And she did something embarrassing and profoundly non-self-protective in order to offer an olive branch to this person, right? To say, like, you really messed up and you really hurt me, but I'm going to tell you out loud in front of people that you had the power to hurt me and that means something.
Not only you had the power to hurt me, but like I wanted you to call, right? I love that at the end of the ballad, she says, and I hate that you didn't call.
Yeah. I didn't want this to be the end. I wanted you to not let this be the end.
Yeah. And like, I mean, she's saying I will give you a second chance, but like I would have given you even more of a second chance sooner.
Yeah. Which is why it's so lovely that like she goes out to her car, the guitar's already there. He had already planned the big gesture. She's saying, I wish you hadn't given up on us. And he hadn't. And so there's also this way that like they showed up for each other in their own respective vocabularies and capacities, but like they both did it. Mm-hmm. It's so lovely.
But his sad face is like, oh, shoot, but I should have called. This is the downside of a surprise, is that you lead someone to believe for a short period of time that you've forgotten.
Yeah.
And so this is actually a critique on the surprise party as an idea.
The other thing I will say is that when Patrick, Heath Ledger's character, first finds out who Kat's favorite bands are, he makes some dismissive remark about it being like angry chicks who can't play their instruments, which is a like classic dismissal of particularly feminist punk rock as a genre. So the fact that his final big gesture is buying her a guitar so she can start her own band is a real like, I was wrong. Wrong about a thing you didn't even hear me say in the first place.
I know. And he's already had her favorite band like come to prom.
Yeah.
This guy really believes in the big gesture, and I love it.
Yeah.
I also really love, I mean, this is what you were saying, but like that this movie believes in the distinction between changing and learning.
Yes.
Right? Like she doesn't need to change in order to love. She has to learn in order to love.
Yeah.
And like there's an important difference there.
Yeah. There's something that for me works so well about that final kiss that could have really not worked, because the idea that he's like shutting her up by kissing her, you know, like it's a trope of a lot of classic black and white Hollywood romances is the kind of shutting a woman up punishment kiss. Mm-hmm. And that generally is a trope I find repulsive.
I stopped listening to a romance novel yesterday because of it.
It's just really gross.
Yeah.
And the way that it is so clear here that it is playful and that it's not a lack of interest on his part in her opinions, but almost like a joke between the two of them. That he's like, yeah, enough, we're making out now.
I'll listen to you later. I really want to kiss you now.
Yeah.
Is the implication, right? Like, it's not, I don't care about your opinions. It's like, I want to kiss you even more than I want to listen to you right now, but I will listen to you later.
It's like, read the room. We are actually having a makeout right now. So we gotta put a pin in this conversation. It feels like everything about their physical relationship in this movie feels enthusiastically consensual in a way that is just really nice to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Is there something that stood out to you in this scene?
I mean, obviously, it's the pan away to letters to Cleo. So that final shot, the camera pulls away, and then we get the rooftop band playing. And for me, it was a return to this, like, don't worry, none of us think any of this is even remotely realist. None of this is happening in the real world. This is in a make-believe world. Just go with it. It's all goofy fun.
Yeah. 3 feet away from Kat and Patrick kissing, there is a full-on fist fight happening where someone towards the end of it picks up a hockey stick. I mean, it's very Shakespearean to have something so violent happening, like, right around the love. But I was like, Jesus. And I do think it speaks to how into each other these two are.
Yes.
And that they don't care about other people very much. That they're like, let these idiots kill each other.
Yeah.
Feet away from us making out.
Yeah. This could not matter to us less.
There is so much slapstick in this movie.
Yeah.
And just throughout, like any scene, there's someone falling out of a window behind, like violence, you know, there is like real low stakes, but serious violence in this movie.
Yeah. The violence is always established as low stakes and comedic. Like people are still hurt. You know, the coach gets shot in the butt with an arrow, and later on in a scene where he goes to sit down on the edge of his desk, he's like, ooh, ow.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got shot with an arrow, my dude.
You can go home. I just think union rules say you can go home after that day. But I think that the slapstick is another nod to Shakespeare. It's the court jester, the like guy peeing off the stage. This would absolutely fit into the Shakespearean tropes to have this level of sort of ridiculousness happening in the background at all times.
It's also, you know, the fact that our sort of most obviously jester-like character, which is Michael, David Krumholtz's character, is like our jester, right? Both in the sense that he is the person who comments on the status quo, sort of like stands outside of the other machinations and comments on them.
Yeah, he's the motorcycle accident.
He's
gets
the
a
motorcycle
dick drawn
accident
on his face.
Yeah, he's our jester figure. And the fact that he is the one who dresses up like William Shakespeare and shows up at prom to seduce Mandela, who is obsessed with Shakespeare, also feels like a pretty cute sort of nod to like making the Shakespeare character the jester. Is like, we recognize that there is some deep fundamental silliness to Shakespearean comedies that we are going to incorporate in some different ways. Another one of my favorite moments for that is when Cameron quotes some Shakespeare to Patrick, and Patrick's like, "You can't say that kind of stuff around me in public." It's like so embarrassed.
I, as someone who's literally, I don't think ever once laughed at slapstick in my life, this is just like not a place where I'm ticklish. Just does nothing for me. No. I like someone falling is not funny. It's dangerous.
Oh man, it's so funny to me. I love when people fall down. I love it in real life.
No, never once. My only response is, "Are you okay?" I don't get it. I don't get it. It did delight me that a bunch of boys are beating each other up while two other people make out. Because I'm like, it's not funny that the boys are beating each other up, but it is funny that two teenagers making out. It's like real stuff can be happening right next to them, and they're like, could not care less.
It's a pretty goofy final scene and also emotionally satisfying.
Absolutely.
Remarkable. That does make it a little trickier to answer our next question, which is, if you could rewrite this ending, what would happen?
The only thing that stresses me out about this movie, it turns out that almost every movie I watched from 2010 and before, there was something about it that I'd be like, I don't understand how that works, right? I talked about this a lot in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I'm like very worried about the fact that her watch isn't waterproof and that she's going into the shower. Like these things really obsess me. And I cannot tell if Kat already knows how to play the guitar. And this bugs me. I don't care what the answer is. I just wish I knew. Is this the guitar she's going to have her first guitar lesson on? Or is she like starting her band with this guitar like soon? So I just want to know that. That's all. I wish that, I don't know, she went up and played with letters to Cleo. Something was given to me so I would know how good she is at the guitar. The fact that I am nitpicking this, though, proves that this is a nearly perfect ending to a nearly perfect film. What about you?
It's a satisfying ending. I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good sense of how good Kat is at the guitar because I know how to read guitar.
Sure.
So, like, when you see her at that music store playing, she has no idea what she's doing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that that's supposed to be true about the character.
Yeah, but you can, like, make somebody, like, you can teach an actor to chord.
Okay.
Like,
sure.
You can teach them to put their hands in the right place. Like, this is an aspiration for her. Like, it's not something she knows how to do, but, like, she also wants to be a punk rocker. You only need 3 chords. Like, she's not going to take guitar lessons. She's going to teach herself 3 chords, and then she's going to be off to the races. But I agree in general with your sense that, like, I love all of these characters so much. I was like, I want, like, a little epilogue. Like, I want a little more. I want to see, like, sort of what they're up to next. Like, I want a little bit more of a taste. But, like, I think that's just because I wanted to spend more time with them.
Yeah. I love a credits epilogue. I love a credits blooper, but I love a credits epilogue.
Yeah, the credit bloopers in this are definitely cute. You know, one of the things that's fun about this movie is that a lot of the teenagers are being played by actual teenagers.
Yes.
A lot of them were like 18 when the movie came out, so presumably 17 when it was being filmed.
Alex Mack got into Sarah Lawrence shortly after filming this and went to Sarah Lawrence the next year.
God, that's really sweet.
Yeah, we love really you, Alex sweet. Mack.
You know, Heath Ledger was 20 when this came out, so probably 19 when he was filming it. Yeah, like they're actual kids, and that energy is charming. But like, I want to know I want to know how Sarah Lawrence is going for Kat.
She's still the angriest person there.
Oh, that's a high bar.
I love it. Let me live in this world. So Hannah, we've talked a little bit about these writers. We are actually doing another high school movie Shakespeare adaptation rom-com next week. Because we're not just doing high school movies, we're doing high school adaptations of famous stories, mostly of Shakespeare, but we're also going to do Jane Austen with Clueless. And so next week we are going to do the adaptation, She's the Man, written by these same people, with Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. And I'm so excited.
I am also really excited. I'm going to have to come up with something else to say about Shakespeare, I guess.
I feel like other things are going on in that movie that you're going to want to stop. You've been listening to Hot and Bothered. We are a small show, so we need your support to run. So if you can, please consider supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/hotandbotheredrompod. If you love the show, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you are listening right now. We are a Not Sorry production. I'm the executive producer, and we are edited and produced by Ariana Nettleman. And we are distributed by Acast. Thanks as always to our soulmate level patrons, Molly Reilly, who we would chase through the airport to declare our love to, Becky Boo, who we would wait for hours on the top of the Empire State Building for, Elizabeth Schweinsberg, whose heart we would play a game of one-on-one basketball for, and Lauren Bayer O'Connell, who we would call up on stage to dance with us in front of the whole summer camp. And thanks as always to our team, Julia Argy, Nikki Zoltan, AJ Uramas, Courtney Brown, Anissa Ahmed, Danny Langley, and Stephanie Paulsell.